suffer from crippling allergies, which would leave my eyes swollen red. I developed painful skin conditions like eczema, acne, all over my body. I had constant digestion problems, including diarrhea. I really felt like I was falling apart, and I had no idea why. Hi, I'm Shahil, and this is me when I was 8 years old. And this kid was not great at too much, but man did he dream. Growing up, I thought I was going to become a professional video game player or designer. We spent hours playing shooting games like SOCOM and GoldenEye. Man, we had so much fun. I'd probably say my favorite character was Oddjob. Shout out to all my GoldenEye fans. And as a teen, I had hero ambitions. I actually wanted to jump out of helicopters and rescue people in the ocean as a Coast Guard rescue swimmer. But, as with all of us, life happened. Somehow, I found myself in my early 20s, weighing in close to 300 pounds, about to lose my job, had no money, no girl, and what felt like no future. I could barely get off the couch, so I think it was pretty clear that I wouldn't be jumping out of any helicopters anytime soon. And the person who needed rescuing was me. And here I am today. It's just over 10 years later. Through a series of fortunate events, I hit rock bottom and rediscovered an ancient health practice that helped me transform not just my physical health, but my entire life. And a funny thing is, the answer had been in front of my face the entire time. Feeling so clean. Through the ancient practice of Ayurveda, I realized tools that can actually help rescue others while understanding what my mission was in life. And that is to give you the tools, tips, and tricks that you need so that you can optimize your health and get back to what you love to do the most in life with a smile on your face. So let me show you how I lost over 100 pounds, built muscle while healing my gut and eczema naturally. I rebuilt my entire life, and honestly, I want to show you how you can too. Even got the girl, the best girl. But all joking aside, I'm getting ahead of myself. Like most kids, I really never gave much thought to my health. If I felt good, I was out with my friends or at home playing video games, down in Twinkies, 7-Eleven hot dogs, Slurpees, Dr. Peppers, fantasizing about girls. Life was good until it wasn't. Back in my teens, I actually started to suffer from crippling allergies, which would leave my eyes swollen red with me gasping for air through the snot. Not the most attractive look. It was uncomfortable and embarrassing, to say the least. I developed painful skin conditions like eczema, acne, all over my body. I had constant digestion problems, including diarrhea, TMI I know, and upset stomachs, kind of like consistently. I really felt like I was falling apart, and I had no idea why. My friends and family would poke fun.
You're so fat!
And while, most of them meant well, it crushed me. And as much as my ego would fight everybody, I didn't want that to be me. Because, come on, I was supposed to be the hero of my childhood dreams, right? And like most heroes in movies, I felt close to the end of my rope with no hope in sight when something really mysterious and magical occurred. Now, my family is Indian.
No shit.
And in my early teens, we were on a family trip in India, and we, for whatever reason, decided to go to Kerala, India, which is the birthplace of Ayurveda. Lo and behold, Ayurveda is non-existent to me at this age. This is maybe 16, 17 years old, but we decided to check out an Ayurvedic facility, given we were in the birthplace of Ayurveda. Me being the kid that I am, looking at the posters, I thought, hey, we're about to go get a massage. I had never really gotten this kind of massage before, so cool. It sounded really interesting. But before going into, get any sort of treatment, I had to go talk to a physician, a practitioner, and this individual basically asked me a bunch of questions, and with my mom there, of course, we went back and forth talking about basically all the issues I was having, and kind of narrowed it down to my allergies being my main concern and how my body was reacting. Kind of eyes, the itchy nose, the sneezing, all of it. That physician practitioner gave me a rundown of kind of what we were going to do, and then me not knowing what we were going to do, but just having some hope in sight, felt felt good. So I was like, yes, let's do that. They took me in, we did digestion purges, steams, nausea, where they basically have you put oil up and down your nose. It comes up one nostril and then down the other. They clean you out with salt water. It was intense, but very, very relieving. We finished it up with some kind of facial massage and then a shirodara, which at the time was like very new to me, but in essence, it is when you lay down on a specialized table that is made for funneling herbal oil, and they pour oil over your third eye. I know that's a new concept to many, but they pour it basically in the center of your forehead. It is very therapeutic, even if you're not into the whole third eye concept. Having warm oil poured on your head as it runs through your hair is very, very relaxed. That's why it's called bliss therapy. But I felt immense relief. They sent me home with a game plan of what to do. Obviously, I wasn't going to live in India for a few months, given that's what they wanted me to do. But since I couldn't do that, they sent me home with some herbs, some oil, medicated oils to put in my nose over the next 6 months, and basically sent me on my way. And dude, when I tell you, over the next 6 months, I continued that plan to a T and had so much relief. It was like, it felt like a miracle. Talking like all my old allergy symptoms were gone. But even then, my ungrateful ass did not connect the miracle. I was just like, that's kind of cool, and just kind of went about the rest of my, young life. Now, fast forward to my early 20s. Yeah, I didn't achieve my dream of jumping out of helicopters, rescuing people in the middle of the ocean on stranded boats and whatnot. However, I did the next best thing, which in my mind, being kind of in the state that I was being on an ambulance as an EMT. So helping others, check. Stopping by Taco Bell drive-thrus every other night, if not every single night, for chalupas, nachos, and Baja Blast, also check. So not helping myself. And it was around this time that I'm trying to get off the couch one day, and at 300 pounds, it took me 3 scoots to get off the couch, and I caught a glimpse of myself in a reflection. Takes me back. Oh, I could not believe it was me. Like, shame washed over me immediately. My child self was disgusted with the guy I had become, and I felt like I was miles away from my dream self, my dream life, the place I was supposed to go. But I had done, at this time, enough pity parties. I was kind of fed up with myself. And so I decided right then and there that I would change. But I had no clue how I was going to do it. And then I had a little light bulb, remembering that little childhood trip to Kerala. What was it that my ancestors knew that I clearly didn't? What they knew were the secrets of Ayurveda. I began to investigate further, and I found out that most diseases actually begin in the gut. Years of Twinkies, Dr. Pepper, Taco Bell, processed food had done a number on my gut. I was clogged up and my digestion was a disaster. Started detoxing from fast food. So goodbye chalupas, soda, staying up partying, alcohol. But I'm not gonna lie, I felt worse at first, and then slowly I started to feel better. Much better. As my energy levels started to increase naturally, I started to hit the gym with intention and a plan. And then once that was in place, I started adding herbs like googlu, turmeric, and a vast variety of others, while adding more heating spices to my daily diet, which honestly gave me a massive boost. There were even herbs for my mood, my brain, my hair, skin, nails. There were even herbs to help with my male health. I slowly reintroduced foods for my specific Ayurvedic body type, including veggies like sweet potatoes, carrots, and asparagus, fruits like ripe mango, bananas, and berries, and grains like oats, whole wheat, and barley. And if you are curious what my Ayurvedic body type is, it is a Vata Pitta. Do you know or have a good guess as to what your Ayurvedic body type is? Let me know in the comments below. I added daily habits to help me heal, like meditation and yoga. Within the very first 6 months, I immediately dropped 50 pounds. Then another 50 over the next year. I was 100 pounds gone, never to return. In just over 18 months, I changed massively. I felt whole again. There was a pep in my step, and my youthfulness was resurfacing. My skin was glowing, and I noticed how I was showing up a little bit differently every single day in the world, securing new friends, promotions, just having these like crazy experiences. I tell you right now, I could not have done half those things at 300 pounds. And others noticed too. They wanted to know what I did to turn my life around. The answer was simple: It was Ayurveda. And now thinking back on it, it happened really quick. It felt like it took forever, but maybe just at the end of that like year and a half, I'm about a year and a half into my weight loss journey. I'm working a night shift on an ambulance one day, and at this time I'm also a dispatcher. That was my main thing. But for whatever reason, I end up on the ambulance this one night, and I'm transporting this patient that I had transported before, and this patient was gung-ho about how they were gonna improve, they were gonna get better, and they were not going to need to go back to the hospital again. But here we were, and looking at the file, you know, obviously I had worked on an ambulance for a while, but this person had been going kind of consistently. They had become what we term a frequent flyer, sadly. And, you know, I think that's when the inspiration hit me to, like, there was clearly something missing in our community, where people don't have the tools they need to be able to manage their daily health. And I know it sounds simple, right? Like everyone's like, you gotta diet and you go to the gym and and it's not easy. It's not. There's so much information being thrown at us every single day. It's like, what is right? What is up from down? But coming back, that's when the inspiration for Rejuvism, it was called something else back then, but that's when the inspiration for this thing that I'm building came to me. It was in that moment where I realized that I don't want to just be a person that's transporting people. Not to say there's value in that, but I wanted to elicit my own value sooner in the patient care process rather than at a point where someone might be already sadly sick and dying. It's honestly almost too late to help. I wanted to aid them much sooner than that when we can actually make changes. And honestly, I was so passionate and inspired to do this that I've researched, went back to school, and became a licensed, board certified Ayurvedic practitioner. Through my Ayurvedic journey, I felt like I had developed all these cool little special powers, and I was like, what do you do with that? You want to share them with the world, with you. And Ayurveda is ancient, and honestly, it can be tricky to figure out on your own. But don't worry, I'm going to give you the tools, tips, tricks, and tried and true methods that you need in an easy to understand format so that you can take control of your health today. I'll help improve and extend your life so you can do more of what you love long into the future. So don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.